if this is weird or not, but I don't really tell people what I do for a living for as long as I can. I am incredibly proud of like what I do and all of this, but I'm also a very private person. Like even when I was working my 9-to-5 career, I wasn't somebody who's gonna like share my work accomplishments with anyone outside of the people I worked directly with. And I don't like to admit this, but I feel like it might be because I've let like online comments get in my head a little bit, where it's like if I tell somebody like what I do, they're not gonna say anything to my face, but they'll probably in their head be thinking like, oh, you've got a fake job, or like you're not contributing to society. Just like those random comments I get that I can roll my eyes at, but I also don't like people to think of me that way, even if I know that's not true. I've actually been creating content online for a very long time. I started when I was 18 by starting a college lifestyle blog, and I got sent screenshots not too long after I started of a group chat from guys I went to high school with. All except 2 of them I had never had a single interaction with, not a single one. One of the guys that I had the interactions with was the one who would send me the screenshots, which I really appreciated. The other one was just somebody who I only had 2 or 3 interactions with, but none of them were positive. I have no power over like what people say about me behind my back. And so my mindset there is give people in my real life as little to talk about as possible. I started filming, I was gonna talk about how somebody I tangentially know was asking me about what I do. She asked me like in good faith, like she asked in a kind way, like, do the people you work with ever want to like have normal names suggestions? She watched a few of my consultations and they all did happen to be people who are looking for really like one-of-a-kind options. And I guess that's something a lot of people when they're working with the name consultant or seeing people work with the name consultants, they might not consider, is the majority of people who are gonna hire a name consultant, they have scoured over so many resources before they've come to us. So if it's like a top 100 name, it's not like they're trying to be so different, like, oh, it can't be in the top 100. It's just they've looked at them all and none of those are going to be the right fit for them. And in recent months, I've really tried to reframe how I talk about clients who are looking for names outside of like the top however many. I'll say that I used to say they want a name outside the top 500 without any elaboration. Now I do add like that elaboration, like they've looked at all the names in the top 500, they know none of those are going to be a fit, so we are looking beyond the top 500. And so on my forms, like when I'm working with clients, there's a section that says, are there any names that are off limits? Like don't even think about suggesting these. And one of 3 things always happens. They'll either just list 20 names that they've thrown out there and are not gonna be the one. They will say any name in the top 50, 100, 250, whatever number, or they will put a link to their Name Nerds post they did on Reddit asking for suggestions. It'd be like, none of these are all gonna be no's, or a combination of those 3 sometimes. But usually when people hire a name consultant, they don't end up choosing a popular name because they've already considered the popular name and crossed it off their list. That's the synopsis for today. People in my real life don't really know what I do, and people who hire name consultants usually don't want a popular name, not because they're trying to be different, but because the popular names aren't speaking to them and they need more options.